Deep in the warm and sunny jungle lived all kinds of animals. Every animal had something special, something that made it stand out from the others. The tigers had their strength. The cheetahs were the fastest. The zebras had their stripes. The giraffes had their hide. The elephants had their tusks. And the monkeys had their agility. And then there was Millie, a little mouse deer with spots. She was very sweet and kind to everyone. So while every animal had something special, no one could replace kindness. It made the jungle feel like home. One day, a terrible storm hit the jungle. The wind was so strong it uprooted trees and sent them crashing to the ground. Big branches fell on top of smaller animals, pinning them to the ground. Poor little Timmy Turtle got stuck beneath a log. No matter how hard he tried, he just couldn't budge it. "Help, please, someone, anyone," cried Timmy. But the wind was so loud, no one could hear him. Millie heard Timmy's cries for help, so she quickly ran over. Seeing what had happened, Millie immediately set to work pushing the log away. Even though she was very small, she pushed and pushed until the log moved just enough for Timmy to crawl out from underneath. "Thank you, Millie," said Timmy. "You saved my life." "It was no trouble at all, really," replied Millie. "I'm just glad I was able to help. That's what friends are for, right?" Timmy smiled. He had never seen a mouse deer as brave as Millie. She was tiny but mighty. Just then, Coco the monkey came swinging through the trees. She saw what had happened and exclaimed, "Good job, Millie. You're such a hero." Then she turned to Timmy and asked, "Are you all right? Do you need any help?" "I'm fine now, thanks to Millie," said Timmy. "She saved my life." "Oh, I'm sure she did," replied Coco. "She's the kindest deer I know. Kindness is her superpower." Coco then noticed the sad look on Millie's face and asked, "What's wrong, Millie?" "You saved Timmy's life. That's something to be happy about." "I'm happy that I helped Timmy," said Millie, "but I wish I had some other superpower like you, Coco. You can swing from tree to tree. How cool is that?" "Well," replied Coco thoughtfully, "kindness is pretty cool too. It lets you see the good in everyone and everything. It lets you look beyond someone's appearance. And when you treat everyone with kindness, they'll be drawn to you." Just then, Leo the lion walked by. He was big and strong and his roar could shake the whole jungle. But when he saw Millie, he couldn't help but feel drawn to her. He felt a connection with her. "Hey there, Leo," said Millie with a big smile. "How are you?" Leo was taken aback by Millie's kindness. He wasn't used to anyone being nice to him. Most animals were either afraid of him or wanted to be like him. But here was Millie, smiling and waving at him as if he were her best friend. "Hi, Millie," he replied shyly. "How are you?" "I'm great," she said. "This is one of my favorite days. I helped a friend and then I got to talk to you." "Oh," was all Leo could say. He had never had a conversation with a mouse deer before. And to be honest, he wasn't sure what to say. He felt awkward. But then he remembered what Coco had said about kindness. It lets you see the good in everyone. Leo looked at Millie and thought, maybe there's more to her than just being a tiny mouse deer. Maybe she could teach me a thing or two about kindness. Just then, a group of monkeys came swinging past. They were rough and tumble and full of mischief. "Hey, look, it's the little mouse deer," one of them shouted. "Let's give her a big welcome to the jungle," another one said, and they all started throwing things at Millie. Poor Millie. She didn't have time to react, and soon she was surrounded by leaves, twigs, and fruit. "Stop it, you guys," Coco shouted. "That's not funny." "Oh, don't be such a party pooper, Coco," one of the monkeys replied. "We were just giving Millie a warm welcome to the jungle, weren't we?" "Yeah," said another monkey, "a welcome she'll never forget." The monkeys laughed at their own joke, but Leo wasn't laughing. He was furious. These monkeys had gone too far. They had hurt Millie. "Leave her alone," Leo roared. The monkeys were shocked. They had never heard Leo speak, let alone roar at them. But one of them started. "I don't want to hear any buts," Leo interrupted. "Get out of here." And the monkeys did as they were told. They ran away as fast as they could. When Leo turned back to Millie, he noticed that she was crying. "I'm so sorry, Millie," he said. "I wish I had stepped in sooner." "It's okay, Leo," she replied. "I appreciate you standing up for me." Then she did something unexpected. She walked up to Leo and licked his face. "You," he said, pulling away. "That's disgusting." Then he noticed that Millie was smiling. She was trying to make him laugh. And it worked. Leo couldn't help but smile back. "Thanks, Millie," he said. "I guess I could get used to this." From that day on, Leo and Millie became the best of friends. They would hang out together all the time. Leo would tell Millie all about his adventures, and Millie would listen patiently. Sometimes she would even ask questions. And Leo loved that because no one ever asked him questions before. They were always afraid of him. But not Millie. She was kind, compassionate, and genuinely interested in others. And that's why everyone loved her, even though she was just a tiny mouse deer with spots. One day, Leo and Millie were hanging out by the river when they saw a group of young animals playing. They were having so much fun, splashing in the water and chasing each other around. Leo couldn't help but smile. It was so cute. "Do you ever wish you could play like that, Leo?" Millie asked. "I remember when I was young, I would spend hours playing with my friends. It was the best." Leo looked down at his paws. "I don't think I ever had any friends," he admitted. "Being a lion isn't easy. Everyone's either afraid of you or wants to be your enemy." "Well, you don't have to be a lion to have friends," Millie replied. "All you need is someone who accepts you for who you are, someone who likes you for you." Just then, one of the young animals wandered away from the group. He was a little tiger, and he was sitting on a rock by himself, looking sad. "Hey, why don't you go play with the others?" Millie asked. The little tiger looked up. He had never heard a mouse deer speak before, let alone talk to a lion. "I don't want to play with them," he replied. "They're mean." "Oh," said Millie. She knew exactly how he felt. She had been an outcast her whole life. All the other animals teased her and made fun of her spots. But Leo accepted her for who she was. In fact, he loved her spots. "Do you want to play with us?" Leo asked the little tiger. The little tiger was shocked. He had never been invited to play with a group of predators before, really? He asked. "Yeah," said Leo. "We could play hide and seek." "Okay," said the little tiger, and for the first time in a long time, he smiled. As the sun began to set, the animals all gathered together. They had played until they were tired and hungry, but they were happy. They had made new friends and learned that no matter what, kindness is always the answer, the end.